Thank you so much.
Awesome, awesome. I really can't wait for you to get skilled in Excel and learn Power BI, learn SQL, and learn Python. I wish you
Okay.
the very best as you learn. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
John.
Thank you.
All right, so for the skill data analyst on the call, right, we really have a lot to do because we have a wide number of aspiring data analysts who are looking up to us to get skilled. So please reach out to me. We can fix you up as a mentor to the aspiring data analysts in this community. Even though they are not even taking training with us, it doesn't matter. But the thing is, they need somebody to hold their hand as they study and as they learn. One privilege I had as a data analyst was I had somebody who I could run to anytime that I need to. So I had a friend and a brother and a mentor who was always there for me. So we're meeting in the evenings after work and even on weekends. He was there to hold me by the hand. Once you have someone to hold you by the hand, it is easy for you to keep pushing while you are studying. Because I understand how tedious it can be, working and then studying. I also said I'm also learning cloud engineering with All School Africa. So I know how tedious it can be, learning, going through life, studying, trying to know this. It takes a while. But once you have somebody with you, it gives you the opportunity that I am not doing this alone, right? Someone is also there to guide me. I also have some hand raised. Adebayo Adeleke, Palumi, can we have you first? Palumi, your hand is raised. Palumi, do you want to say something? Adebayo Said, do you want to say something? Your hand is raised.
Yes, yes.
Adebayo Said. Okay, also, you have the floor. Good
Good afternoon.
afternoon.
I don't know. Fine, because I just want to
I can't hear you.
I just want to better analysis. Can you hear me? Hello?
Adebayo, I cannot hear you. Hi.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
It's breaking actually. I think it's your network. It's breaking.
Let me just go.
Can you type
I'll,
it?
I'll come back. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Like I said, for the skill data analyst, please partner with me in order for us to mentor the aspiring data analyst. This is very key to my heart because this is how I became skilled. I had somebody, so I believe that once you have somebody to guide you, it is easier for you to learn the skill and become skilled in. So right now, I don't want to waste much of our time. It's almost 3:30. I would like to bring in our guest speaker on board. She's a wonderful sister and a friend. I actually like her name, Global HR Tomiwa, like the HR of all the HRs. And please, she'll be talking about how to ace an interview session. I understand that a lot of us are trying. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, kick on. We can hear you.
All right, awesome. So I know that a lot of us are actually trying to get a job. Some of us are data analysts looking for a better offer. Some of us are doing something different, and then we are trying to like get a data analyst job, and we need to know how the interview session goes, right? So she'll be sharing with us how to ace an interview with an HR, and also we'll be having a practical session at the end of at the end of our presentation. So she will be the interviewer, and then we'll have nominees who will come in as interviewees. She'll ask you some questions. We will watch the way you respond to those questions, and she will correct you on what needs to be corrected so that once you go for your interview session, you are able to kill the interview here and there and then get the job. Do we understand? So I would like to read out our profile for everyone. All right. Tomiwa is an HR professional and tech recruiter. I hope you can still hear me. Can
Yes,
you all
go on.
confirm?
Yes,
Awesome.
yes, yes.
Awesome. I just want to
Yes.
make sure we are, because the way the network is fluctuating these days, you have to make sure people are following you. If not, you'll be talking to the breeze. All right, so Tomiwa Oladimeji is an HR professional and tech recruiter. She is a career strategist. She is an experienced tech recruiter, certified HR professional. She has interviewed over 1,000 tech talents across the globe. She is an analytical human resource professional, skilled in managing people and processes to align with business goals. She is the founder of Tomiwa HR Career, an HR solution brand that was thoughtfully created to help individuals in their career journey and work with organizations to help bespoke employer branding. She is a career strategist. She has helped quite several individuals, help 200 plus individuals, entry level to mid senior professionals, rewrite their career stories via great career strategy session, LinkedIn optimization, and documentation to achieve a fulfilled career path and meet targeted career goals. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our global HR, Tomiwa Oladimeji.
Lovely.
Tomiwa, you are welcome. Some people are raising hand. John, you have your hand raised. Do you want to say something before?
No, no,
Okay,
no.
I
I was
think
trying
that's a
to wave.
mistake.
Sorry. No, I was trying
Oh,
to wave.
awesome. Awesome. Adebayo Said, you have your hand raised.
I was
Yes, I
trying
have my
to.
hand. I just want to know a aspiring data analysis get started. What is the
And
procedure? Secondly, I just know if you can share your WhatsApp number.
All right. For my WhatsApp number, I'll share it on the chat box, right? And then you can check your email for the brochure. All the processes are there. I've explained it before, but then once you can always reach out to me on WhatsApp, and then we'll have this conversation one-on-one. Is that fine?
On the year you send, there's no procure there, please.
The one I sent today, there is. You
Okay,
can check
there's
again.
another one today. Okay, okay, I'll
Yes,
check
I sent
again.
an email today. Yes.
Okay, I've
All
seen
right,
it. I've seen it.
please let's welcome Tomiwa. Tommy,
To join the your WhatsApp so that we can be
I
able
will.
to.
I will send my WhatsApp number shortly. I will send my WhatsApp number shortly. But please let's
No,
have Tomiwa on the call. Tomiwa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome, awesome. You look very beautiful. I like the
Good
glasses.
afternoon.
I think I need to get a glass for myself.
Where is this?
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
everybody. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
All right. Thank you, everybody. So, like she rightly said, I am Tomiwa Oladimeji, an HR professional. Yes, the global HR. So I'd like to go straight to the point. When I got this call from Tech Remedy, I was very excited because in the course of my journey as a tech recruiter, I realized that we have lots of tech talent that are highly skilled, highly professional, very good at what they do, 100%, but they are not able to sell themselves. And in this industry, at the level we are in this country, outside the country, across the globe, nobody has the time to give you a role just to test run. Nobody has the time to give you a role to while away time. You have to be able to say what you can do, look like what you can do, and show them what you can do within a short period of time. And the perfect time and avenue to do that is via interview. So I realized that most tech interviews, I would say 60% of it, except for the closing stage, which is the last stage of the interview, is mostly remote. And as such, tech talent, I don't mean to break tables though, but tech talent, people are not trying. I need to be realistic here. You are not trying. I understand that. I understand that you feel like once the company likes you, they should just hire you, and once they hire you, they'll see that you can do the job. You have to tell them you can do the job starting from the first day. You have to look like the job you want to do. If you are not looking like it and you are not convincing like it, you're not sounding like it, then you are not the job. So my first highlight I'd like to discuss today is what makes a tech interview different. Unlike other roles like let me say an admin manager, or what's that role again, or a receptionist or a secretary, that you have to do so much of the talking and talking and talking. When it comes to tech talent, I don't waste time, and I want you to give me figures and links to everything you've done. So one of the things that make tech interview different is the practicality of the industry. It's either you know it, you're on your way to know it, or you don't know it at all. So when you are coming for the interview and you know that you know it, not claiming a teamwork, please let's be sincere. The tech industry is a very practical one. Let's be sincere. A teamwork whereby you contributed 5%, it is not your job. Just admit. You can say you partnered with those. Don't tell us you did so. You can say you partner with. You know, you're laughing. I've seen a
Tell
lot
me
of
why you
things.
are breaking tables. You are
We
breaking.
need to break, we need to break this table. It can be so annoying because I see the CV. CVs are nice, and I must say, tech people, most of the time I see good CVs and I'm impressed. Then you come to an interview, it is what I ordered versus what I get. Like, as the interviewer too, I don't like my time to be wasted. Nah, I have about 15, 20 people to interview and 30 minutes. Now, can you imagine how many hours I have left to rest in a day? So now coming to an interview expecting something based on the CV I've seen, expecting so much, and I'm seeing that the person that said he did this and that only contributed 1% or 2%. How? So, like I said, the first thing you should know about the tech industry, which I feel like you all know, is the practicality. You either know it, don't know it, or you are learning to know it. So once you know it, there's a way to push it out to your interviewer. For example, now you're a data analyst, you're a let me something as well. You're a software QA engineer, and I'm interviewing you. I don't want to hear I did this. I want to get accurate figures. I want date, time, and results. So as a tech talent, whenever you're going for an interview, go with the go with result analysis, in the sense that now, as a software QA engineer, you want to tell me you ensure that services and the software, they are bug free and everything. Okay, now that you know that those are bug free and everything, making it easy and user friendly by 70% within so time to so time. I need figures, accuracy, tech interview, figures, accuracy, and practicality. You want to tell me what you've done, what you've achieved, and how many percent of success you've recorded within that time. That's what makes the tech industry different, practicality, and that's what makes the interview different as well. You need to be able to give me figures, accuracy, and to what extent the success you've been able to achieve, and the skills and the tools you use in achieving those things. For example, now, for I'm not a tech person, but in course of time, I think I've had lot of QA engineers around me, and I know they use HTML, they use Jira, they use Postman, and all that. So whenever you're telling an interviewer what you've done, you tell them the tools you use, how you use them, the level of success, and the time frame. One thing it does to the interviewer is that first, you're not wasting each other's time. Number one. Two, you are telling the interviewer that you know what you are saying. I don't know if you have Yoruba here. It means Kini say momo, like I sabi am. It is not by mouth. The one thing I also like to analyze is you need to position yourself as a high value hire. The corporate world, especially in the last, I would say in the last 1 to 2 years, is a broad gate. It used to be a broad gate, but has become a narrow gate. In what sense? I realize that people want to be there, and recommendation is good, referral is good, but everybody cannot be referred, and not everybody can be recommended as well. So while waiting for recommendation and referral, be visible. You don't have to wait for an interview before you train and upskill yourself. You don't have to wait for an interview session before you learn how to approach people. Tech talent most of the time are not good with communication. Most of you all, okay, sorry, paraphrase. Some of you tech talent do not know how to communicate effectively. Like I said, I didn't say communicate effectively. And it shows that most of you just do the remote job and sit back at home, get the job done, and close your laptop, watch Netflix, do that again the next day. You're doing that for like 7 days, not even having the time to communicate effectively and learning the art of communication effectively. One way to position yourself as a high value hire is not waiting for the opportunity to come before you put yourself out there. Visibility is very, very important. Your CV will only get you an interview because you send the CV there. But there are times that you don't have to send CV to an employer or a company or an interviewer before you get called for an interview. LinkedIn is a perfect place. Yes, I would say LinkedIn is a perfect place. And whenever you have your LinkedIn page, make sure you put a link to your profile, and that profile should have embedded in it linked to all the practical works you've done and projects you've done. And by projects also, you don't have to wait for a gig before you do project. You can just come up with a project for a friend, and before you know it, let's say you have a friend who owns a restaurant, for example, you can just come up with a project revolving around that area and put that on your profile. You have to come up with projects, self-made projects, even before the big projects come. It is by doing those self-made projects you understand better, easier, and faster how to be able to achieve those projects within a short period of time. So it is important that you position yourself as high value. There are so many people on LinkedIn. You see that LinkedIn, we know the original, we know the semi-original, we know the fake. Once I view your profile, I know what I want to see, yes. But at the same time, once I view your profile and you are lying, I will know. Once I view your profile and you're exaggerating, I would know. So LinkedIn is a perfect place. Someone is laughing. Yes, people have turned LinkedIn to let's just put that for another day. Let's just put that for another day. But LinkedIn is a perfect place to showcase your skills, your talent, and your expertise. The corporate world, the career ladder is a narrow one, and you cannot wait for people to call out your name before you increase the volume of your mic. Those that know how to climb the ladder are climbing it faster than those that know how to do the work. You have to be audacious about it. You have to be bold about it. You cannot be timid and expect that your professionalism will speak for you. You cannot keep quiet about your talents and expect that one day, while sitting in the corner of your room doing your remote job, somebody somewhere will recommend you. I understand that those things happen, but yes, we have so many people that need recommendation these days that we don't even have people that want to recommend them again. So while waiting for that, you have to position yourself as a high value hire. Look at the companies you want to work for. You can just come up with a project relating to their industry, and from there you can even submit it. Okay, a friend of mine did something lately for a catering industry in Abuja. She's a Texas, so she just came up with that solution. They didn't ask her. She never got an interview or spoke with the CEO of the company or something. She just saw a problem. And of course, a project is a solution to a problem. The reason why that thing is a project before is because there's a problem and it needs to be solved. She saw the problem, did the problem analysis, did the solution. She was not getting paid for it. She was not being paid for it. But she liked the industry and the company so much. She just came up with that and when to submit it. And as well, I would also like to say this: in offering solutions for free, you also have to be careful. Let's not have people to ideas. So let me create a balance to that. She offered them the solution, and she only offered 30% of the solution. She's taking interviews, and they ask you questions, and as tech talent, okay,
Hi, Tomiwa. Can you hear me?
if you can hear me, please unmute your mic and let me know if you can hear me.
Yeah, hi, Tomiwa. I think your voice is breaking. Yeah,
How
but
about
from my
now?
end, it's a bit clear. It's fine. It's fine from my
Okay.
end.
It's fine,
All
yeah, I
right.
can hear
If
you.
you think my voice is breaking, you might have to leave the call and join again. All
You
right. So
can
let me just
proceed.
continue before I lose. All right. So she only offered them 30% of the solution she had come up with. Like I said, you also have to be smart about this. Some people will get the solution and go give other people. But basically, it's all about positioning yourself. You're in an industry that you have so much tech talent. It's not about competition nowadays. It is collaboration against competition. How many people do you want to compete with? You meet this one will tell you I'm a data analyst, this one will tell you I'm a QA software engineer, this one will tell you I code, this one will tell you what's that one I even heard again? I'm a legal something something something. I'm like, does that even exist? Someone was telling me I've forgotten that role, a tech role, and I was wondering, oh wow, something not the HR aspect, but the data analysis of the HR. So, oh, nice. I'm a medical data engineer. I'm like, okay, nice. So, amidst all this talent, you cannot afford to dwell in competition. Always ensure that you're collaborating with somebody. You have a skill, collaborate with somebody. In case you cannot place your weakness, you have a project at hand, and you realize that you don't have a particular skill to carry out the entire project. Don't tell the interviewer you cannot do it. Don't tell the employer you cannot do it. You can just collaborate with somebody and achieve that project. And the next time, and also draft a contract as regards that. Please, let's be guided. And the next time such individual also have something like that, the person will also refer you. You don't have to lose that gig because just 10% of a particular skill is missing. Please, I want you all to take note of this. So when you go for the interview, you are not lying. I want to create the balance. You are not lying that you can do it, but you know that you have a team, and that's why community is important. Community like this is very important. You have a team you can fall back on. You have a network you can fall back on. You have been asked to do something, and you know you only have 50 or 70% of the skills, but you have a team you can collaborate with, and you achieve the project together. And of course, you pay them off. You pay them. Nobody's working for free. You pay them. Also, I would like to state that whenever you're going for an interview, please ensure that you do your research about the company. The reason why you're being called for an interview is because that role is vacant. And the reason why that role is vacant is either because the company is just emerging or the person there left. So the reason why the person left is also important to why you're coming on board. If the person left because of conflict of interest, you might need to do your assignment. You might need to carry out your assignment. If the person left because the pay was not enough, it means that you coming on board, they believe you can accept the little pay, and it means you are selling yourself short. So one thing that is also very important is that apart from knowing that the tech interviews are very practical, you also need to position yourself as a high value hire to any interviewer, and also you need to know what the interviewer expects from you at the last stage and the very first stage of the interview. So what an interviewer, an HR or a recruiter expects from you at the first stage of the interview is not what he or she is expecting from you at the last stage of the interview. Please, you might need to jot that down. what I'll be expecting from you at the first stage of the interview is not what I'll be expecting from you at the last stage of the interview. So at the last stage of the interview, I'm expecting solutions. At the last stage of the interview, I'm expecting suggestions because I believe from my interaction with you at the first stage of the interview, you've known more about the company. Aside from what you've seen on the internet, aside from your research, I've explained to you the role. I know some HR doing that, but I like to do that so that the talents coming in. Don't mind me, I use the word talent than employee or staff. I just prefer it that way. I like to do that so that the talents coming in, we know what he or she's coming into. So at the last stage of the interview, if you are still telling me what you told me at the first stage, it means you have nothing to offer. So at the first stage, I'm asking you, tell me about yourself, where you worked, what you did there, and why you left, and all those basic interview questions and all that. But at the last stage of the interview, I'm asking you what you are bringing to the table. And by you telling me what you are bringing to the table, I'm not saying you explain to me what is on the JD. Don't explain to me what is on the JD I posted, on the advert I posted. No. Yes, you can use that as a leverage. It is important. But at the same time, you're coming on board for you to get to the last of the interview because I've seen that you have the skills and talent that even you might not know you have. So at the last of the interview, I want you to come up with problem, answers, and why you feel like you are the only one that can, bring solution to the answers. Now, I like to, for things like this, I like to use a Bible reference. I don't know if we are all Christians here, but you might have to permit me. Just the way Joseph came up with a solution in the Bible as regards Egypt of a famine that was going to come up. I don't know if you can hear me. I would like everybody paying attention to this. Can I get reactions, please?
Yes, please, we
Yes,
can
I
hear
can hear
you.
you clearly from my end. I can
All
hear you
right.
clearly.
Thank you so much. So the king had a dream and there was nobody to interpret. Joseph was there. The first thing was problem identification. The second thing was the solution. But in offering your solution, do not bring 100% because some CEOs and employers are not so nice. So you have to be careful. So at the end of the day, yes, someone is reacting. Yes. At the end of the day, let's say the CEO or the employer or the recruiter is trying to play smart on you. You know you didn't say research first, and you know you didn't give your services or ideas for free. So the first thing is to identify the problem of the organization, just the way Joseph did in the Bible. Okay, this is the dream, this is the problem. Now that you've identified the problem, the solution, attach the solution to the problem, and tell them why you are the best person that will be able to implement that solution to the problem. That is what the last stage of the interview is about. If it's complex, please let me know so I will explain in a more practical way. Okay, I think that's clear. What you are doing at the last stage of the interview is identify the company's problem, telling them the solutions, and telling them why you are the best person to implement the solutions. If you feel like these people, okay, their data is, I don't know what this data grammar you could use. I'm trying to use something related to your industry. You're laughing at me, tech. You remediate, no problem. Okay, so you realize the data is not organized. You realize the data is not data in. Permit, permit that grammar. You realize data is not data in. That is a problem identification. Now you offer the tools, you offer the solution by stating the tools you want to use in analyzing the data, the importance of having an analyzed data, and what is going to the costs of it, and the relevance to the company, and where you see the company going if they don't analyze their data, and where you see the company going when they analyze their data, and why you feel like, not why you feel, why you know they are the best person to do that. That is what I want to hear at the last stage of the interview. I hope you understand that before I move to my next point.
Yes.
I hope you
Yes,
understand.
please, we are with you. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, because these are the things that interviewers don't say. I know we see so many things online that say, okay, sit straight, stand like this, tell them your name, do this, do that, don't say this, do that. But I'm talking as someone at the other side now. And by someone at the other side, I mean someone who has interviewed quite a number of tech talent and I know what I want to say. So now, the first stage of the interview is where you get to introduce yourself. And in introducing yourself, you introduce yourself with your career title. I don't want to hear, I remember someone telling me, okay, although this person is a tech person, my name is so and so and so. I'm from so state. Like, how? All wrong now. Why are you telling me you're from so state? What do I need that for? So you're asking me, tell me about yourself. The first thing I will tell you is, my name is Tomola Dimeji. I'm an HR professional, a tech recruiter, and a career strategist. That's it. I'm an HR professional, tech recruiter, and a career strategist. Now, if I'm going for an interview that does not warrant those three job titles, I look for the perfect one for it. If it's just a broad one, my name is Tomola Dimeji. I'm an HR professional. My name is Tomola Dimeji. Maybe that's to a recruiting role I've been bidding for. I've been interviewed for a recruiting role for recruitment. All I just need to tell them is, my name is Tomola Dimeji and I'm a tech recruiter. Having interviewed so number of talents within this time and this time and this time, using so software to achieve this, ensuring the efficiency and the effectiveness of. I'll go again now. So number one thing is, of course, your name. The interviewer knows your name, but you state your name by yourself again. Let them know that it's you, that you're here. Your name, your career title, and the success analysis of that title. So if I'm telling you I'm a tech recruiter now, I'll tell you my name is Tomola Dimeji. I'm a tech recruiter and I've interviewed over 1,000 tech talents across the globe. What that does for you is that there's an attention it brings, there's a consciousness it brings to your interviewer that first, they're interviewing a boss. This is a master player. This is not the regular people they call for an interview. And it brings to their consciousness of what you can offer to them. So never start introducing yourself without putting your career title. Whenever you're saying that, the interviewer or the employer just ought to listen to you. So I'll tell you, my name is Tomola Dimeji. I'm a tech recruiter and I've interviewed over 1,000 tech talents across the globe. And I'll mention the softwares that has enabled that. And I'll mention the companies if I need to. There's some things I don't need to disclose as well. You need to be careful. You don't need to disclose some of your past clients as well. So I can mention maybe some of the big companies I've worked with, and I can tell them the time frame. Maybe I interviewed from January to March. I've been interviewed total number of talents from January to March, ensuring proper efficacy, ensuring this and that, and at the end of the day, you're able to achieve so thing. I'm using so thing because I'm trying to look for the right words to be related to your industry, your tech industry. So now I'll go again. You introduce your name, you say your name, your title, and the success attached to that title. So okay, let's say I'm a data. Let's say my name is Irimide now. For today, let me borrow the name. Okay, I just say good afternoon. I'm Tech Irimide and I'm a certified. There are times I need to mention certified HR professional. So they will know that there's a certificate backing that up. They will know that there's something attached to it. It's not just by, because they're HR professionals, by title and by job description. So you have what you have, not by job description, but because you're certified. Maybe you're laughing. So I just say, okay, my name is Tech Remedy. I'm Remedy Olatizi. I'm a certified data analyst, and I've worked for so and so and so. I've been within that period of time, I've been able to achieve this for so company, ensuring effectiveness, ensuring smooth this. And at the end of the day, productivity of the company is 100%. I've been able to work with this company to achieve this between this time and this time. And at the end of the day, what's the word I want to use now? I love my train of thought. At the end of the day, leading to the end productivity. And also within a short period of time, having collaborated with a particular team, I was also able to achieve this and that. So when you're introducing yourself, you say those things, then you can now go back to your background, your academic background. Don't tell me you graduated from University of Ilorin first. There's a level you don't need to state. You can only state that if you have 1 year of experience. You can only state your university, your alma mater first, if you have just 1 year of experience or you're just coming on board. But if you have more than that, I see no need why you need to state your academic background first. So you have, my name is Irimide Olatide. I'm a certified data analyst. Having worked with several companies on this, on that, and I've been able to achieve this for successful companies. And I've also collaborated on a project with field in history and international studies. You just pinned that one day. And I started out my career, maybe you started your career as an, let's say, as a secretary or a front desk officer. But my passion for organization has led me into this field. And within a short period of time, I've been able to achieve this, this. When you say that, number one thing is that the questions the interviewer wants to ask you, number one, what to reduce, it has reduced from 100% to maybe 20%. At the end of the day, you've been able to give them answers to questions they don't even need to ask. And the next thing they will ask you is, okay, why did you leave your last role? Can you work on sites? Can you work hybrid? How much we like to collect? Because you've already set a pace, and that pace on high level of excellence and professionalism. So when you want to start your interview as a professional, there are levels to it. You don't just start with the school you graduated from, because that's not the priority. Most of us studied what most of us study is not what we are doing now. So why should you start with that? Except you studied what's that one? Okay. You studied accounting and you're currently a chartered accountant. Even if it's that way, you still will not start with your first. You start with the fact that you're a chartered accountant, you're chartered, you have skills and skills education, you've worked with this, you work with this, you've been able to audit this and that. And you did so things. I also want to state that, however, I know that some of us are just transitioning into this field, and it feels like when they call you for interview, you're nervous because you don't know what to say, or you feel like every other person have the top skills and you don't have it. One way to help yourself when you're just transitioning into a field is that, number one, you take on courses. Number two, you take networking, very important. Like networking is, I can't overemphasize that. Networking is very important. You do not have to do the career journey alone. You do not have to work a career path alone. Networking is very important. You can develop a project in a passion project using your talent. Like I said, a friend of mine developed a project just by looking at particular catering industry. Then you can volunteer. I feel like these days we want to focus on the money. We want to get the money first. But let's not lose out on the leverage volunteering and internship gives us. So from that, you
Hi,
able to acquire
Tomiwa.
enough
Hi,
skills,
Tomiwa.
enough
Your network
experience
is
for
really
your next role,
breaking.
the restaurant. So you can. Yeah, it's okay, mate. Sorry,
Okay. Is it fine now?
I'm currently using my.
Is it fine now?
Can you hear
So
me
you
now?
actually stopped at volunteering.
Okay. All right. So like I said, volunteering and internship. Not be ruled out. There are so many things we get to learn in the process of volunteering and interning. But I feel like these days everybody one I cannot pay for what I've not is relevant to me. So the volunteering stage and internship gives you leverage to acquire so many skills. And one thing about volunteering is because they don't take all of your time. So you can volunteer for about because the big within a short period of time. So you cannot overemphasize volunteering and internship. It's still as relevant as possible. And one thing you should also know how to do when it comes to interviewing is negotiating salary. I know that most people, when it comes to these aspects, they just drop the bombshell. So the next question is, how much would you like to be paid for this role? And they just tell you, one of, I know tech people tell me, is it one of service, a time frame for the role, or you want me to work completely for you? I think those are the things I hear most of them. They tell you, is it one of service? Do you want me to work remotely for you, or what's the other thing again? Things like that. And they just give me, I like, let's say, 1 million naira. One mistake you should never make when negotiating your salary, never give a specific figure. Never give a specific 0.5 million naira. If you like to say 2 million naira, you can just say 2 million naira to 2.5. So it is left for the interviewer to start doing the calculation. And you're telling them you like to pay 2 million naira, and you are indirectly telling them why you like to pay 2 million naira. So you are telling them, okay, based on my expertise and skills and experience acquired over the years, you know you're worth being paid so amount of money. And in doing that, this payment is not just buying your talents, but it's paying for. Nobody's buying your talent. You need to tell them that these days interview is not just to favor the employers alone. Gone are those days. I tell people as well. Gone are those days when interview is all about the company and the employer or the HR. It's not just about the HR. It's a symbiotic thing. Both the employer and the employee, both the interviewer and the interviewee. So you tell them how much you like to be paid. You give them a range. Tell them what you're bringing to the table and why that particular figure is what it is. All right, Yemide, you're raising your hand.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tomiwa. Because of our time, I would like you to wrap up, very quickly so that we can go to the. I'm sure a lot of people have questions and answer. Even me, my notes are loaded and I have a lot of questions to ask you. So I want us to really take enough time, asking those questions that we really want to ask. Is that fine?
Okay. So in rounding up, I would like to state this time around you might need to get your pen in case, or you might need to write this on your notepad. I'd like to state some websites where you can get the salary structure for your room. For example, HR now. Maybe I want to know how much an entry level HR will be paid in a tech industry or in an oil and gas industry. There are websites to research to get this statistics. So you can check on indeed.com. Number one, you can check on indeed.com. Number two, you can check on Glassdoor. Number three, you can check on Slavi.com. Yes.
Hi, Tomiwa. Please, can you help us drop it on the chat box? Or you can send it to me. So I send as an email to everyone. I think that's
okay,
better because I'm not really I only got Glassdoor. You see, the other ones I'm not really getting the name correctly. So if you can drop it on the chat box, it will be better. Or you send them to me and then I forward it to their emails. Is that fine?
All right, so I'll just list it here and I was as well share it with you at the end of this. So indeed, Glassdoor, Salary Expert, Pay Lab, Pay Scale, and so many others. I think from top of mind, I can mention like about 10 or 12. However, I'll share it with Remedy so she can share it with everybody. So I think I've been able to do a more practical justice to interviewing other than people telling you sit up straight, get there on time. Of course, you have to get on time. Ensure your network is on. We have more interviews more than that. So I've been able to share the more intense practical way to ace your interview. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Tomiwa. I am so glad to have you here, and you speak very fluently. Thank you so much. It's awesome meeting you. Yeah, I think you deserve all the accolades. Please let us clap for Tomiwa. She has been amazing so far. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. But then, Tomiwa, I really want to ask you a question. So, my first question is, for example, if I am someone that studied maybe electrical engineering in the university, and I've been an electrical engineer for years, but right now I'm trying to transition into data analytics. You know, are you like, how do you employ me? Because, or maybe I was doing marketing for a long time or sales for a long time, and right now I want to transition into data analytics, and I've applied for a role. So how are you going to really interview such a person? Looking at the background the person is coming from, the number of years the person has spent, in that background, and then transitioning. Because why I'm asking this question is I have a lot of students in the UK, US, Canada, Australia, Malaysia, that they were doing something differently in Nigeria here. But when they traveled, that they decided to go into data analytics or tech. So they are really struggling. Now they have to, like, let me not say lie. I think it's a good lie to say, oh, in Nigeria, I was a data analyst, which was not true, and they have to cook up stories. So how do you really like interview these people?
Okay. And like I said, there's a way to position yourself when you're new to a particular industry. And one way to do that is before your interview, you can volunteer for a role, even if you're not going to get paid. At that point, the first 1 year, don't bother about payment. It's all about having the skills, building the skills and the experience. And you can also do what's the word I use now? Build tech solutions for your friends. So while waiting for the big project, you can work on your friend project. For example, let's say you build websites and all that. For you to tell me you can build websites, I have to see what you've done. So you don't have to wait till you get a gig to get first build a mini website for your shit. You can build a mini website for your friend who is a medical doctor. You can build a mini website for your friend who does perfume. So the first thing is that make sure you've done many coursework. So when you're coming now, like I said, you're not coming with your academic background. Remember I said that. You're not coming to say I graduated with 2-1 or first class in microbiology. When we first graduate of microbiology, no, you don't say that first. You start with your data analyst and mention the coursework you've done. Now that you've not worked with so many companies, mention the coursework you've done, the problem you saw, and why those coursework why those coursework were solutions and were able to address the problem. You realize that the company has so many unrelated data and unorganized data. So you tell the interviewer, guys, you can write, you're raising your hand.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tomiwa. I think you did justice to my question. If you want to ask questions, please raise your hand and I will call you when I'm done asking my own question first. So there's this trend among HR professionals, right? They'll tell you have a 1 minute coffee chat. What, no, 10 minutes tea chat with your recruiter. They just say, oh, this is not the interview. It's just a one-on-one chat. I want to know, what is the idea behind that? and why are they doing it? Like, what exactly are they looking at when they invite us for a 10-minute, quick call? Some of them call it a tea chat, coffee, whatever. Like, what exactly are they looking at?
The idea behind having a coffee or a tea chat with your interviewer or the HR is to understand your soft skills. Remember I said not everybody can communicate effectively. They realize that tech talents do not, have that so much. No, let me use the word most. Some tech talents do not have the ability to, have an effective communication with people, not to even talk of recruiter. So they want to know you even at your most relaxed and not so nervous stage. If you are still able to communicate yourself and your value to the interviewer, that's the idea behind it. So at that point, you're networking with your HR. That's just it.
Oh, okay. I wonder. But you also can't blame the tech talent. A lot of us are writing codes and that. You see the guys with bushy beards, dada, everywhere
Oh, they
scattered,
just want to
looking
do
like
get the job done and get out.
they are looking like
I think
someone that
I
spent 3 days in the forest and now they are coming to town. So it's very difficult to
understand.
communicate when all you do is just write codes, you're communicating to the laptop, and then when you see people, they actually look very strange. Like, who is this? All right, thank
Most
you
tech
so
firms
much.
don't have like collaborate, and that has been noticed
Mhm.
now. So I guess that's why the networking communication is just it as an ability to network with the HR. That's just it.
Yeah, Martin said we communicate more with our mind. Wow, mind talking.
But if you do things, I would not know what is on your mind because I'm not a mind reader.
True, very true, very very true, very very true. And also, you made mention of something that is very like in your solution. Do not bring your 100%. We have some interviewers that they give you questions of what their business is currently facing. So the assessment they are giving to you is the current problem they are
The
facing, and they
solution,
want you to bring the solution. So how do you, because you actually have to also put in your best foot forward, do your best. So how do you like manage that? How can I go about that? Not bringing my 100% when it's like I actually know the problem they are facing, I have the solution, and I want to go there and say I submit this thing. I want to keep them with the solution. So how can I limit myself from bringing in my 100%?
okay. First, you need to know that only you know your 100%. The interviewer does not know your 100%. That's the first thing. Second, there's a way you can share a story or give a solution. You can give several solutions and make sure they are half-baked. I'm saying this because most of the time I have so many friends in tech too. They just offer a solution and before you know it, they see the company implementing this and there's a bypass already. And I hate it when people ask people questions, offering the problem the company is going to just to get, a solution pool from the interviewees. It's very wrong. I feel like it's sort of a blackmail, interview blackmail. I call it interview blackmail. It's very wrong, but we have people doing it. So one, only you know your 100%. The interviewer does not know your 100%. You offer a solution, and you in that solution, if possible, try to state your skills that will make that solution effective. That's writing. State it, even if it's writing, in writing, state it. For example, now let me use something related to my field. I'm an HR, and they're talking about talent management, or they're talking about interviewing so many people within a short period of time. I can tell you, okay, this is the problem of this company. I've done the analysis, problem analysis. The solution is that there needs to be a gap analysis. We need to rearrange the gap analysis. We need to come up with succession planning. And I will tell you that it is that skill that I have that can be the solution to that thing. So you also have to match your skills to the solution you're offering, or else they'll pick out the solution and leave you out of it. And you've offered the solution. But remember, only you know the 100%.
Yeah, that's very true. And then it might also be a little bit tricky for people that are more in programming. You know, it said that to be a good programmer, another programmer should be able to read and
Yeah,
understand
that's
your
the
codes,
aspect of
right? So I
yes.
can actually write my code in such a way that nobody will understand except me. Do you understand? And that way, I'm actually going to keep you in the dark. And until you bring me on board, you cannot execute what I've done. But
Yeah.
then it actually like doesn't make me a good programmer ethically. Do you understand? As a good programmer, another person going to pick up my code, analyze that, build on it. So then I said that it's actually good, but then it can be a little bit, tricky there.
Okay. There's something that is now happening, and that's a legal agreement. But I think in Nigeria we don't have it even 10%. So outside the country, my friends that are tech people outside the country, there's an agreement. I'm showing you this. As much as it's my idea, except I'm being onboarded, this idea must not be used by a company. There's an agreement, there's legal documents to that. But I think in Nigeria we don't have it yet. But outside the
Oh, okay.
country, it's a norm. So I'm telling you this idea, but you're not stealing my idea, except you're bringing me on board. You don't have the right to use it. That's another side to it.
Yeah, that's actually awesome. Adebayo, please, your question. Adebayo, your hand has been raised. Adebayo Said. Adebayo, are you on the call? Your hand is raised. Hello, Adebayo. Okay, so I don't know, maybe he has issues with network. Tomiwa, you also said something about collaborating with people when you say you're a data analyst, data engineer, medical data engineer, that you need to be able to collaborate with people and also join a challenge, right? I know that a lot of data analysts feel very lazy. Like for me now, while I was starting out, I was doing a lot of the challenge, I was out there, but right now, really, I really don't have the time to even try to build a portfolio. When you tell me build, I'm like, build a portfolio, where is the time? Do you understand? Like, how do they and I don't want to say maybe a little bit of pride of I know this thing. Like, if you want to hire me, hire me. I sabi this. If you want to hire me, go. If you want portfolio, I don't have portfolio to show you. Just give me the job. Let me do it for you to see that I sabi. Do you understand? What do you really have to say to that? About really collaborating with people or joining a challenge again to rekindle that fire.
Okay, like I said, in the industry we are now, in the corporate world we are now, it is collaboration against competition. You cannot work alone. Nah, just like Liverpool, never walk alone. You cannot afford to work alone because there are times that, especially for the tech industry, there's this evolution and it's very rapid. Someone have learned one thing that you've not learned. Maybe the thing just an idea that was implemented 5 weeks ago and someone already knows. But you will not know that it even existed if you've not worked with that person. And you mentioned something about building a portfolio. One thing I've learned to do is that I don't play to my weakness. If my weakness is that I don't have time to do that, you can just give it out, let somebody handle it for you, and focus on your strengths. One thing collaboration brings that it helps your interpersonal skills, it broadens your mind. There's an exposure you have not just from your side, but from other team members' side. And you also have to be careful when it comes to collaboration. You need to have an agreement, whether verbal or non-verbal, that this thing we did it together. So every benefit that comes with it, we get together. Because I think that's one of the reasons people don't like collaborating as well. They feel like I can do this job alone and get the money alone. Why do I have to share the benefit and the income and the profit with three of us? At the end of the day, it's not giving. So they wanted to give and give so well. But sometimes you have to spread your wings. It's just very important.
All right, thank you very much. Adebayo Said, please, you have the floor. Adebayo Said.
Yeah, well, yeah. Welcome. Yeah, well done, Tomiwa. I really need someone the courage to say it's been wonderful doing well since. But there is this something I want to talk about that you have been mentioned since you are giving You're talking about
All
the
right.
HR, HR,
Sorry,
HR,
can
HR.
you
What
speak
was the
louder? I can hear you.
data
Sorry.
analysis? But
Adebayo, can you
I
speak
said
more
you're
louder?
talking about the HR.
Yes.
You made mention about HR on in your. Can you please talk? Please enlighten me more about the HR. Is it most for someone to become an HR personnel officer to be a data analyst, or you just have to have a little bit experience in human resources management? Do you get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yes, you said, is it possible you go into HR without having the experience, right?
Yeah, yes,
If I,
yes, yes.
okay. Yes, it's a passion, because I would like to say passion because HR has to do with people management and resource management. If you don't have the passion, the people you love so much will also be the ones to frustrate you. Let me put that across. I like people. I like people. I went to HR. Those same people, those set of people will also frustrate you. But that's on another note.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? Hello, can
I,
anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear
it's
you. We too.
All right, someone is
Yeah,
asking a
yeah.
question.
HR without having certification or experience with it. The bedrock for HR is administration. Started out,
Yes, we can hear you, Tomiwa.
Yes, I can hear
yes,
you.
I'm
Right now. The network is kind of breaking.
Yeah, the
answering
network is actually bad on Tomiwa's end. Um,
someone.
Martins, Martins, can you unmute your mic to ask your question? I'm trying to read it, but I'm not getting it. Hello, Martins and Menezes.
Okay. Good afternoon.
All right. Okay, Martin, here.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Is my voice clear?
Yes, your voice is clear.
Okay. Sorry. So, you guys are you really this is a very nice platform. So it's a good startup as well for you, at least to be kind of to have a kind of a collaboration with people who are to share knowledge together. And also I appreciate Tommy also for at least with the little the knowledge that he shared, just at least doled out to us. And for the question I want to ask, so it's just like I'm in an interview and needed to maybe I was interviewed maybe on my first soft skill, like in Excel, and I want to like convince the interviewer that I can do better, maybe the same task in a higher, more advanced skills like SQL or BI. So how do I go about this?
Oh, okay. So you have to just speak to the interviewer about the tools you are comfortable with, right? During when I started out as a data professional, Martins, are you still hearing me? So I knew Power BI, right? I actually say this story all the time. I know Power BI, and my recruiter, they know Excel, right? So when they gave me the assessment was in Excel. I wasn't really good at Excel. My strength was Power BI. So I really struggled trying to implement the assessments using Excel. I spent over an hour struggling with it. But then I just had to tell the interviewer that, can I do this thing in Power BI? And they gave me the opportunity to do it in Power BI. And in 10 minutes, I was done. I presented it to them, and they were really happy. And what was happening at that time was the company knows Excel and they are trying to move to Power BI, but they don't have anyone that is skilled in Power BI. So me coming in, all right, can you hear me? My network went out for a minute. Can you hear me?
Go on,
Yeah,
I can hear you.
yes, we can hear you.
You want me to
We
go
can
on?
hear you.
Go on, we can hear you.
Hello, anybody here, please?
Yes, I guess Iremide is not on the call at the moment. So let's
Okay,
just give us a minute.
okay.
Thank you so much. Please, I'm back. The network went out from my end a minute. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, so I was saying that the company was trying to migrate to Power BI at that time, and I knew Power BI, so it was an easy way for them to employ me in. So if you know a particular skill, right, and your employer is giving you assessments in a different tool, you can always tell them, I'm comfortable using this particular tool more. It just shows, it actually amplifies your uniqueness, right? It helps them understand how unique you are and how skilled you are. So don't feel that because the company uses a particular tool and then you are not familiar with that tool or you don't know that tool, then you cannot get the job. You just can't tell. The company might be trying to integrate into the tool that you know. So it's just going to be a win-win for you, just like the way it was for me when I was starting my career. Oye Bamiji, okay. Do you understand? So Martins, always communicate with your recruiter if you know other tools, right? Is there any question? I want us to go into practical session very quickly, very quickly. Tomiwa, are you with me? Can you show us your video? Can I see your face? Hi, and Tomiwa will be acting as an interviewer, and we would like to do a practice interview for 2 people very quickly. We have 30 minutes before the end of the session. So if you want to practice your interview, you know, your interview speech, how to communicate to your recruiter, you can just raise your hand. So I will be acting as the technical recruiter and Tomiwa is actually the HR. So if you have an interview coming up and then you want to practice, this is an avenue for you to practice. Who is willing to go first? If you are willing to practice, please just raise your hand and we'll bring you up and ask you questions. And then whatever it is that where you are lacking, we'll let you know, and then we'll give you strategies on how to improve on it. That is the goal of this conversation. It's not just for us to just tell you everything without having anything to practicalize with. So we want to help you solidify your interview speech. And thank God we have over 30 people on this call. So they are also going to act as panelists. So please, if you are willing to be interviewed, a demo interview, You can raise your hand. You don't have to be shy of anything. You don't have to be shy. All right, so I have Ayodeji Salami. Ayodeji Salami, are you ready? Unmute your mic and turn on your video. Let's have the conversation. Ayodeji Salami. Ayodeji Salami, we are waiting for you. If there's anyone that also want to, test out their interview session, you want to know how to, hacks, respond to a recruiter properly. Do you understand? Let's have that conversation here on this call. It help. We are able to know this is a community, and then we are learning from each other, right? You'll be amazed at what I will learn from you or from this session, and what you will learn from this session. Oh, Wine. Sorry, I don't want to murder your name, but please can you unmute your mic and tell us your name? Osaho. I don't know how to pronounce the first name. Sorry. Can I see your face too? Osaho, can you turn on your video? All right. Amazing. Hello, can you hear us? Tomiwa, are you ready? Tomiwa, you have the floor.
Okay, I think I have
Hello, everyone.
to leave
I
the
can't
call
hear
and I just
anything.
joined them. So who am I interviewing?
Osaho, we
We
cannot
can hear
hear
you, really.
Osaho, we cannot hear you. Can you check if you are not muted? I cannot hear you, Osaho. Maybe your mic is bad. Your mic is bad. So these are things you need to do for the interview.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Please introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Osaho. I'm data analyst. Data analyst. Currently, I work as a report and a data analyst in my organization. We're into reconciliation of daily ticket outages in the network, and also work on our daily dashboard on the availability. So we make use of Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint, I guess.
Okay. Is that all? Is that all about you, Osaho?
For now, yes.
All right. So can you recap again? You say you work with what tools?
So I work with, currently, due to my office, the tools that is allowed is only Excel. So we use Excel, Microsoft Excel. Although I have little knowledge in Power BI, currently I'm obtaining a skill in SQL for the database, and also which I've also acquired a skill in Power BI, at least to go deeper in it. But in my workplace, I make use of Microsoft Excel.
Amazing, amazing. So you say you currently know Power BI. Have you executed any project in Power BI?
No, for now, I've not.
So how do we test your knowledge of Power BI?
Actually, for like I earlier said, I say I'm currently, due to my workplace, we don't use Power BI. We only use Microsoft Excel. But for me to upskill myself, I'm currently learning. I'm even in training, which I haven't attended today. So although we are still in the SQL part, so hopefully by next month we look fully into Power BI.
Okay, so tell us, why should we hire you? What are the special skills that you have? Why should we hire you?
Okay, as a data analyst of organization,
Yes.
I've helped to bring things into the table to foster the growth of to foster the growth in my organization. Some of these things include good communication skill. I'll be able to communicate with my fellow team members when I'm in need of some solution, and also to put some of my team members through when they're in need of some particular solution. Okay, and I'm also able to organize. Like when I say organize, when it comes to data, there's some data that we to collect that are not really presentable. So we're able to organize and see how we can bring something meaningful to the organization using our data skill. So some of these data skill, we're able to visualize and analyze. I guess I'll stop now for now.
Tell me, what do you have?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear
Yes, I
me?
can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so you were interviewing him, right? So I have
Yes.
okay. So
What did you say, Tomiwa?
the last person, I didn't get his name, so I'm using last person. The person that just finished speaking now. What's his name?
My name is
Osamo.
Okay, Osama. First, as much as I was not part of the entire interview, I'd like to correct something. You said you are able to organize. Able to organize. First, remove able to. You organized. You saying able to, you are trying to, just like it's saying, I have the ability to organize.
What I have.
It's not, let me use a social term, it's not giving. I don't need to use that word. It's not totally giving. I'll prefer that you use the words you rearrange and visualize the data, thereby ensuring data efficiency by 100% compared to what it was before, or 90%. Give a figure to it. Like I said, this industry is very practical and statistical. You can just give a figure to it. You were able to organize data, thereby increasing efficiency by 100%. And of course, if you rearrange data, it means that there was a problem with it before. So you state the problem first, state what you were able to do, and state that at the end of the day, this is what you were able to achieve. One thing you were able to achieve was efficiency by 100%. Do you understand?
Yes, yes, yes. I understand.
Awesome.
Can you hear me?
Awesome. I think the network is really bad where Tomiwa is, because even at my hand it's about to rain. Yes, Tomiwa, your network is really bad.
Okay, I think you might need
So
to turn
there's
off
a
the
there's a
video
little bit of
maybe
lag.
to enhance the network.
All right. Yeah. If that will be fine. Yeah, you can turn off the video. Yeah. Just to make the network a bit stable. It's about to rain at my hand too. All right, thank you so much, Osaho. If you would like to be interviewed next, please raise your hand. Ayodeji Salami, your hand was raised. Oyebamiji John, are you ready? Who is ready? Ayodeji. Okay, I have a question. I believe the interview is for those in line already. I mean, professional seeking career. I'm new to tech. Like, I want to start from scratch. So I will just watch and learn. Yes, Morani Cages, it's good for you to watch and learn. But if you're starting from scratch, you also need a job to help you also solidify what you are learning. Am I right, Tomiwa?
So if you are new to tech, you must also make sure you have so many projects you're doing yourself. Just to give yourself some time to let you learn while you looking for a job as well.
Exactly. So you also have to go through the process. You have to tell a story to the interview. You have to convince them that even though you are new to tech, you are capable of executing the tech project.
Hi, Ire. What's up? How you doing?
Hi, Odeji.
My background is
Yeah.
my my side is a bit noisy, so you might hear one or two baby noise from my end.
Yeah, can
So
you
can
turn
you
on
hear
your
me?
video? We can hear you.
Actually, you don't want to see my video.
Yeah, this is an interview session. So you don't tell your recruiter
Okay.
there's a baby at my background, so I can't turn on my video. It's a no-no. Tomiwa, can you speak so I can test if your network is better?
Yes.
Okay, it's still breaking. There's still a lag. Ayodeji, please, we are waiting for you.
How about now?
Okay, while we wait for Ayodeji, is there somebody else? Tomiwa, there's actually a lag from your hand. There's a lag from your hand. Do we have anybody on the call who would like to test
So,
out their interview session?
let me exit the call and join again.
All right. Do we have anybody on the call? We are trying to make this as practical as possible, right? We can just give you all the slides, the notes, and just end the session there. But what makes this session really important is the practical session. The fact that I can try out what I want to tell my recruiter. You never can tell. Right now, you might not be, any interview in view at the moment. But after this call, maybe on Monday morning, you can get called for an interview. So what happens then? Right, you know that at least you've actually tried something on Saturday. You actually know some strategies that you didn't know before, and now you can do better in your interview session. The main goal is for us to go out there and show our skill, whether you are 60% skilled or 20%, you are just getting started. You are unique in your own way, and then you have to communicate your uniqueness to your recruiter. That is what makes you special. And I really want to thank Osaho for the courage to get on the call, and he was able to get some of his speech, right, where he was trying to say, I am able to, or I can organize to, I organize. You have to make it like an action word. I do this thing. It's not as if I am coming to do it or I can do it. I do it. Like, I've done it before. I still do it, and I'll do it for your organization. You have to make every word an action word, and then we can go there and then convince our recruiter that we are the best talent for the job offer. So currently at the moment, Tomiwa is having some network glitch. I hope she join us. But then we are actually waiting for people to Ayodeji, are you ready? This is a family conversation, right? This is a community. This is a group of people. So we should be free to relate with each other and communicate with each other. Right. So you can feel free to ask me any question. You know, we are a team. We are all working together. We are partnering together. Christopher, your hand is up.
Well,
Yeah, good
good evening,
evening. Would
everyone.
you like to go through the interview session?
Okay. Actually, I don't want to say something before, but let me just go through one or two sections with you. Actually,
All right. So
can you hear me?
can you turn on your video?
Okay. Okay. Let me switch to my video because I was also doing other thing while on the call. So let me turn my video on so that you can see me. I'm coming.
All right. Amazing. Amazing. So, Christopher, tell us about yourself.
Okay. I have more than 7 years experience as a data analyst, and I've worked with research firm ranging from health, social services, and financial sector. I have worked on several projects such as the National Assessment of Learning. That was in 2018. I was an assistant researcher in that researcher and data analyst in that project. Not only that, I worked on the evaluation of National Health Insurance Scheme. That was in 2019. I was the full researcher on that project. Not only that, I've worked on this cost of schooling, uh, of educating a child research in Nigeria. I was the methodologist and also I was the researcher on that project, data analyst on that project. Not only that, I've worked on the road project that was in 2020 with it was sponsored by NMPC, and I worked as an insight officer and also a research officer, and I double as a data analyst also. Well, in terms of statistical software, I'm comfortably using software such as Excel, R, Stata, XPSS, Power BI, Tableau, and also AMOS, that is AMOS, the software called AMOS. It is used for structural equation modeling. Now, what makes me unique is the fact that I can combine my research skill with my research skill actually helps me a lot in data analytics. So my research skill is a strong selling point for me. So basically, when I go through any research process, any data analytical process, it is my research skill that gives me the air to thrive on the go. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christopher. I really like your introduction. What I like about it is how you were telling us where you worked, what you did, the date, the company, the partnership, and then you ended it with telling us what makes you unique, which is something I have not even asked you. I just said that introduction. Then you went the extra mile for that. However, the way you started the interview, you just said I am. You didn't tell us your name or who you are. Like say, oh, my name is Iremi Olatunji. I am a certified Microsoft data analyst. I worked. You just went to I worked, and I was wondering, okay, so no name.
I sorry for starting that way. The assumption is that I believe it must have gone through my CV. It must have been further one or two communication before now, so you know my name. So I feel introducing myself, my name in this case would just be a repetition. And if I'm correct, if I had our guest speaker, she said there's no need telling if I'm correct, please telling your name sometimes when you have to introduce yourself. So I believe before this
Oh.
time, before the interview, before the face-to-face interview, there was this familiarity in mind.
All right, Christopher, I think you are getting something wrong because
Okay,
Tomiwa
right.
said that when you are just starting your interview, you need to mention your name and your title. Even though they know your name and your title, you need to say it again. Or Tomiwa, am I wrong?
Mention it as well.
Am I wrong, Tomiwa?
No, you're not. Even if they say, okay, first, my name is Taman, no, you're not. Even if the interviewer tells you, someone tell me about yourself, I still have to say my name, my full name, my title, my career title, then over to every other thing I need to say. Even if they mention your full name, you state it yourself, you state your career title, then all the other things should follow. But I would say I commend the fact that you stated where you've worked, the projects you did, your key achievements on every project. That was really commendable. One thing it does is that just the way Iremide was not even the questions. I'm sure the next question she was going to ask you must have been deleted already in her mind because you've given answers ahead of every question that needed to be asked, and that's one thing that it makes the interview table turn around to you controlling it instead of the interviewer. Do you understand?
Yeah, awesome. So I really commend you, Christopher, for your introduction. And then there is something that I read in a book that people only listen to you for 2 minutes, right? So the first 2 minutes, you need to be able to like tell us what you do and say everything about you. Because after 2 minutes, whatever it is you are saying is not really entering the ears anymore. Am I right or wrong, Tomiwa?
Yeah,
You're
you're
very
correct.
correct.
Yeah, so there's something they called an elevator speech, right? So how to sell yourself in 1 minute when the person is still so much paying attention to you. But once that time has elapsed and then you are still talking and they are looking at you, just know that something is wrong somewhere. But then I actually really commend you, Christopher. Thank you so much. And then I also wish you, Tomiwa, you want to say something?
Yes, please. Okay, so for next virtual interview, ensure that your background is. I'm sure this interview caught you off guard, unaware. I'm sure this was not planned, but try to ensure that your mic is audible. Your background. You don't need to hold your phone. You can just put your phone somewhere. For example, I'm using my phone for this, but it's placed at a particular position. So there's a way it brings distraction when you're moving up and down. The video is not so clear, or the background is not even. You understand? This way.
Sorry, can I make a contribution? Actually, just like
Okay.
you said, it caught me off guard. I'm currently not at home. I'm in a
Yes,
meeting
I know,
somewhere,
I know.
so I just needed to join, just to
Jump
at
on
least
this.
share my.
I
I'm already a data analyst working already, just as you said. So I'm not a newbie in this tech industry. I started far back in the year 2014. So far. But one of the encouragement or thing I would like to tell the would-be data analysis that what is your driving passion? Are you coming there because there's money? Are you coming there because you are frustrated about the course you read or studied in school? So I think the first thing we take out, if I can use that word, or would be data analyst should understand is the fact that what is your driving force? And secondly, as you are coming into tech, ensure that you read about research. What will really sell you and give you a leverage among other candidates is your ability to apply your tech skill, especially data analytics in your research. Probably that, let's say, areas of health, areas in finance, areas in artificial intelligence, and also areas in education, different aspects. Now, the core is finance and FCMG, that is fast moving consumer goods. So you should also have that, what's it called? The ability, the research skill, coupled with your data analytics skill. I think that will really sell you and give you a edge among other candidates. So thank you very much for the opportunity to at least contribute. I do off my heart. Thank
So
you.
much. Thank you. That was a nice one as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so
You-
much, Christopher. Yeah, it's actually very important for you to know how to research, because there are times where you get stuck and it's your research skill that is going to save you. The ability for you to keep digging until you find the right resource that you can apply to the problem you are currently saving. Because some people will reach out to me for something, I'll be like, if you just Google this thing, you find resources all around. Or go on YouTube, so you can research, and then you want to be in tech. How? Yeah, your research skill is actually very important. Thank you so much, Christopher, for that. Thank you so much, Christopher. Okay, so we have 3 more minutes to
Welcome.
the end of this session. I would like for us to end with a newbie. If you're new to data analytics and then you are trying to get your first job, can you get on the call now? Like, can you raise your hand? Let's have a very short conversation with you on how to prepare you for your interview. Because as a newbie, you actually at some point you need to start applying for jobs, and then the interview will come knocking. So if you shy away from it now, in the real world, you still come and DM me. Oh, Ire, tomorrow is my interview. I'll pray for you and pour anointing on you. Saying that, let us practice together. You did not raise your hand. I will remind you during that time. But however, it has been a wonderful session so far. Thank you so much, Tomiwa. I am so grateful for having you on this call. Latif
Thank
Balogun, your
you.
hand is raised. Latif Balogun, your hand is raised. Latif,
Okay.
can you unmute?
And Christopher as well. I think so too.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I have three. Can we start with Latif, please?
And Oyebami John. Okay, so Latif, please, can we have you?
Yeah, hello.
And can we see your face, please?
Can you turn on the video? Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Regardless of the background, we'd like to see your face.
Hi,
All right.
Latif.
Yeah,
So
good
should we
afternoon.
go with it? All right, good afternoon.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Actually, Remide, I got the link from a colleague. He's my team lead at my place of work. That goes to Ola Dimeji Oyewole. They work together. I'm a aspiring data analyst, which is still learning on Microsoft Excel. Though will you make use of Google Sheet as our place of work? I'm a stock controller and an FMCG company. Also a stock analyst, which handle the analysis sheet on a daily basis to populate daily sales data. Presently, my learning threshold, I've learned to the method of
Hello,
making
Latif.
a really dashboard.
Can you hear
So
me?
I just use that to introduce myself. Yeah.
Okay, so let's ask you the question. Don't worry.
Okay.
I realize from what you're saying now that you're a newbie. So let's just take on the interview from them. All right, Remedy.
All right.
All right. So Latif, what's your full name, please?
Balogun Latif. Latif
All
Balogun.
right. So Mr. Balogun Latif, can you tell me about yourself?
My name is Balogun Latif Ido, an aspiring data analyst, a stock controller presently at my same place of work, and a stock analyst working in an FMCG company, which has been I've done usually input a daily sales data on our database sheet. I've been able to do that at 70% in the error. Yeah, are you with me?
I guess that's all, Tomiwa. Are you listening?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly. So I feel Tomiwa network went out. Tomiwa, are you back?
Yes, I am.
Tomiwa,
So
are
sorry
you
about
back?
that. Yes, I am.
All right, see, it's actually done. It's done.
Okay. Can you just kindly assess him since I was not on the call when he ended?
Okay, so I felt that he actually needs more time to really articulate what he's currently doing. You know, even though he's not data in analytics inclined at the moment, but then you can actually find a way to say, okay, so I impute data, so I'm into data entry at the moment at work. So even as a stock controller, I do a little bit of data entry, and that has motivated me to want to know more about how to analyze data. And now I am taking a course to learn Microsoft Excel, and this is how far I have gone in Microsoft Excel in my learning. And after now, I intend to also learn other tech skills like Power BI, SQL. You know, you make the story interesting for someone to listen. So the person listens to like, okay, so this is where you are now, but this is your ambition. This is where you are going. This is the vision that you have for data analytics. So when you ask as a newbie, aside telling us what you've done and what you're currently doing, tell us the vision. Tell us your vision, right? So this is where I'm going, my
Okay.
data analytics skill. Do you understand? So the person feels that this person I'm bringing in is valuable. So if you actually take time to train this guy is going to be someone very valuable for the organization.
Okay, yes, thank you so much, Emily. And also, I want to say something. Once you are new to a career, you do not say that you are not experienced. Do not sell yourself short, please. You can just say you're a data analyst enthusiast. That's well put together. My name is Latif Balogun, and I'm a data analyst enthusiast. Currently,
Okay.
I'm working on so, and over the time I've achieved this, yep, increasing my efficiency by so percent. Checked. Looking forward to working in an organization that will help me to amplify the mention the things you want to do. And you can state the courses you're currently taking on. And if you're certified or currently having that in view, please also state that. You don't need to tell us how many years you've been into data, and except you have 10 years. You can say that with your full chest and say, I have 10 years experience in this thing. What are you guys talking about? Please, this is what are you guys talking about? Just say you have 10 years in this so thing and all. Except you have 10 years, 7, 6 years and above. Just say you're a data analyst enthusiast. That's put together.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I really
I want
appreciate you
to
staying
ask
to this
somebody,
call.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Do a salary negotiation interview with somebody. It's very important.
Oh, okay. All right. So I was so conscious of the timing. But
Yeah.
okay, Tomiwa says she wants to do a salary negotiation with somebody who is willing to volunteer. Who is willing to volunteer?
Mr. Latif, you can kindly turn off your video. Thank you.
Why don't you do it with me, Tomiwa? Yes.
Okay. All right. So, Miss Remide, having discussed about your skills and your experience, how much would you like to be paid for this particular role with our company?
Sorry, is your company in Nigeria or outside Nigeria?
I was expecting that. Dollars. You want dollars? I was expecting
Because
that.
we actually need to specify, right? It is in Nigeria.
Okay,
I can
my
give you the
company is
Naira
Nigeria.
equivalent of how
My
much I'm
company is
looking at.
Nigeria. In
Okay,
the
if your company is
southwest.
in Nigeria, if your company is in Nigeria,
Yeah.
we can do. All right. So I would like to negotiate for a 1.5 million naira per month.
Okay, 1.5 million naira. However, if our company is not able to pay you 1.5 million naira, and we have other benefits attached to this. We have a work-life balance for our staff. We also ensure that our staff are not overworked. There's an hybrid side to this. You're not working 8 to 5 and you're not working 5 days in a week. So are you still?
Oh, this is about to get interesting. Christopher, your hand is raised. Christopher, can we have you?
Yeah. I really, I don't want to go for the salary negotiation. I just want to give out my time. Actually, I would like to be of help or to train probably a would-be data analyst or someone who's interested in learning how start out
All right,
Python or
our
probably X
studio, right?
So that is just
For
it.
our
Thank you.
studio. All right. So just send me an email and I'll chat you up on that.
Did
All
you
right, tell me
get
what
what
you
I
Sorry, I
said?
didn't get you. I didn't get you. What do you say?
All right, Christopher, I said that you can send me an email and then we'll have more conversation about training someone on our studio.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So, Tomiwa, I actually didn't get you. Your network froze at some point.
Okay, I was saying that my company, which is a very good one at that, would like to offer you the sum of 1.2 million naira for this role, with other incentives to it. One is the work-life balance. We understand that everyone likes to work at the comfort of their home. So I'll be bidding with you to have an hybrid work, so not totally remote.
Wow.
Not totally remote and not totally on-site. So you work hybrid and there are other incentives like health benefits, leave allowance, vacation allowances, and all that.
No. However, we can negotiate, right? Do I get bonuses every quarter? Do you give me a company ride? Do you pay for my fuel? Do you give me a driver, a cook? Do you pay part of my rent? Do I have some monthly things that are like provisions that I take home? If all of those can be implemented, then I can consider a 1.2 million naira.
Okay, work trip, yes. 12 for your car, yes. Aside that, we do not have other things to offer.
Then I'll go for a 1.4 million
However,
naira.
we're looking. Okay, all right. We'll have to send a follow-up email as to what our decision will be about that. You hear from us
All
soon.
right.
So that's fine with you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
that's
much.
fine. Okay. You're welcome.
You like money.
I don't understand.
You like money.
Do you know how much
What is that?
1.2 million naira is
I want to
in
make a
dollars
correction.
now? Okay, please.
I want to make a correction. Like I said, you should never give a specific figure. Always make sure there's a range to
Oh,
it.
there's a range. Yeah, range. Yeah. So I said 1.5 to 2.5 million.
1.5 to 1.5. I know. Okay.
My recruiter is
All
tired of
right. Sorry,
me.
I have to go now.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fine. Thank you so much, Tommy. I really appreciate you. I hope that if there are data analytics role, in your company, you always reach out to us. Or if you are recruiting for data analyst, data engineer, you always reach out to us in order to employ from our community. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining till the end of this session. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much, so much. We are having a next session the 4th Saturday in May. The first Saturday, that is 27th of May, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And this time around, we'll be talking about our CV, how to construct our CV, what should our CV contain. So we're bringing in a professional, an HR professional that is specialized on CV and how the ATS software analyzes the tech CV in order to select who will be interviewed and who will not be interviewed. I'm sure a lot of us have gotten a whole lot of rejection emails, and then we are wondering, why is my CV rejected? Why am I being rejected? They've not even given me an opportunity to even hear from you or hear what I have to say. So next, on the fourth Saturday of this month, 27th of May, we're talking about how to package our CV in order for us to get an opportunity to be interviewed. Thank you so much for joining this call. Have a wonderful evening. Cheers, everybody. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. An email will be sent to you for more communication. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.